Hey. So I did not expect to be coming on live right now, but we just had a bunch of news drop on the East Coast. So those of you that are not in the United States or not in the tri-state area, Daniel Penny is a former Marine who was on trial for causing someone to leave the earth plane. He had put them in a chokehold on a subway. The subways are incredibly dangerous, incredibly heated here in New York, and there was some question of whether he was going to be acquitted or not. He was acquitted. There's a little bit of drama outside of the courtroom right now. The individual that was injured in this was someone who was threatening the passengers on the subway. So that's going to be some huge news. Also, the United Healthcare CEO, Brian Thompson, who was taken off the earth plane last week. There's video footage of this. He was stalked and taken care of by this thing. It was all on video. The individual had their face covered. They had a mask on. There was a suppressor on the thing that he used, but also there were some things engraved onto the bullets. It said, deny, depose. I can't remember the other one, but it mirrors a phrase that we use in the insurance industry, which is deny, delay, and defend. So very, very curious. I am streaming to the other channel, Psychic News Report, as well, because this is breaking news. So I did want to make sure that we got in on it. So what has happened? The suspect, or the person of interest, I can't say the suspect, the person of interest that police had, that NYPD had been tracking, which, by the way, congratulations, NYPD. What job well done so far. They were tracking an individual who probably left New York by bus and went to Philadelphia. The individual that was picked up today, and all NYPD forces, investigators are all headed toward Altoona, Pennsylvania, where he was picked up. According to the breaking news, he was spotted. We do have some footage of a better, clear shot of his face as he was coming out of the youth hostel that he was staying in. Someone recognized him in a McDonald's and they made a phone call. According to reports now, they did find one of these things on him. It matched the make of the thing that was in the video. There was also a suppressor that was on him and a fake ID. The youth hostel in New York had advised that there was a fake New Jersey ID. It's always New Jersey. Maybe he came in on a drone. I don't know. So there's some interesting stuff going on. So I want to take a look at the likelihood of this person being the correct person. Did they get their man? So thanks everybody for showing up on short notice. I got a stack of readings that I have to do. A lot of stack. So Jonah Hill has been coming to mind lately. I just want you guys to know that. I do think there's something going on with Jonah Hill. So we're going to be talking about him in the next couple of weeks. So everybody stick with me. If you have questions, again, we're talking about Brian Thompson. He was the CEO that was taken off the earth plane in New York last Wednesday on highly, highly publicized footage. If you guys have questions, knock them up in the comments. Make sure you do all capital letters. So let's see. Did the police have the right guy? Is this the right guy? Is this the guy? Strength in reverse. They're very, very eager right now. The police are very eager. They're trying not to get, oh, I'm sorry. I don't have my cards up here. Sorry, guys. I'm excited. I'm excited about this. I love a job well done. So The police are extremely careful about this. We're not going to get that John Benet Ramsey situation where they make a lot of assumptions and they make mistakes. They're really trying not to make mistakes. They are confident that this is the guy. King of Pentacles is confident. Hi, Stephanie. Hi, Lisa. Hi, Grumpy Sapper. Hi, Fitness Hutch. Hi, Hot Chest. Hi, Little Lisa. Hi, Prima. Hi, everybody. I can't see anybody else on the comments right now. So, thank you, Grumpy Sapper. Yeah, when we have this cool little system in StreamYard where we can put little stars on them and I'll answer them. So keep it to the pop culture, the breaking news that's going on. This is a breaking news reading. So, and we can talk about either the Brian Thompson situation or the Daniel Penny situation. Let's take care of Brian Thompson first. So, Queen of Pentacles behind. Up top, I got two. I got the 10 of Swords and the Hierophant. So we are, yes. I do think they've got their guy. I think they've got the right guy. Everyone is really trying to hold back their enthusiasm right now. Under the surface, their core of their being, they know that they've got the right guy. They know they did their due diligence. They followed the trail of breadcrumbs. Over here, I'm gonna drop on this one. That 6 of Swords. We are getting to the solution, the end of the story, the solution to the problem. Up here, the 10 of Swords and the Hierophant. I think the higher ups that are in the police departments right now are really trying to be very conservative, and they're keeping a lid on this pot. They are trying not to let this pot boil over. So I want to take a look at this cat that they picked up. Allegedly, the person in custody, the person of interest that they have with them right now is 26 years old. 26 years old. Let's see what this dude's deal is. We're going to use some Lenormand. Lenormand. 30 people here. Good to see it. There's a woman right in the middle. Right in the middle of this. What? Thank you, Lisa. I'm going to get to you in just a second. Thank you for doing that all in bold letters. Guys, if you want a question answered, do it just like little Lisa. Just like that. Nice big letters. I won't think you're yelling at me. So I do think that this is in relation to a personal situation with healthcare. I don't think that this is a personal situation where he was mad at Brian Thompson and wanted to go after him actually personally. So, to answer little Lisa's question, was this person a professional? And I love your emoji right there with your unicorn cat. I do think that this person looked for so Samantha, this is they just picked up someone in Altoona, Pennsylvania. Yes, Tammy, you're with me. You're with me on this one. They just picked up a person in Altoona, Pennsylvania, who's a person of interest in the removing from the earth plane Brian Thompson, who was the CEO of United Healthcare. Yeah, just so that some of you who are outside of the States may not know this, United Healthcare has twice the declinations of other insurance companies for claims. So they are known to not process claims, to be very difficult about claims. And I think I do see this here. The whip. So we have the rider, which is messages, the whip, the key. We have the scythe, the woman, the dog, the letter, the coffin, and the public. I think that this guy is trying to bring his trouble to the people around, to the public here. The garden is all about the public getting a message about the loss of this person. This person, this woman is at the core of his actions. So I think that perhaps we have a situation where someone was either lost or is sick, has a decline on a claim, and this person took action to go after them. So I think that there is some meat on the bone here when we look at it. Repeatedly cut off, repeatedly cut off, repeatedly cut off. The whip is a repetitious. Samantha, you can be my anchor, baby. Come on over. So the message is repeating and frees up the insurance company, lets the insurance company go, cutting off this woman who was loyal and friendly and wonderful. So the messaging, this is a letter, possibly a declination letter, stops the whole process. So he is forced to bring it into the public. Again, we have the rider who brings messages about the woman to the public. These are the underlying problems that we have. So I do think that we are looking at I don't want to say vigilante kind of situation, but I guess this does qualify as a vigilante. He is truly trying to sort out something that he sees as a wrongdoing, something that he sees was negative against him and his people, or the people that he cares about. So it's super, super unfortunate. What are our next steps? Hey, Jody. Hey, Jody. Yes, please give me a thumbs up, everyone. Please give me a thumbs up. All 33 of you. Okay, Laura, good question. Good question. Let me go through some of your questions right now. So was the person a professional? I'm going to go back to, actually, I'm going to go to the Cosmo Tarot. Let's do some Cosmo Tarot. Was the person a professional? Little Lisa's question. 5 of Wands. I think not a professional, but a person that did the research. He did the research on what he had to do. 2 of Wands. 2 of Wands. This is somewhat out of character for him. So psychically speaking, I'm just going to flip this over a little bit. So psychically speaking, what I'm getting is that this is someone who is the perpetrator, the person who did this is someone who is fastidious about the details. So they did go and create a pathway to execute this. You get what I'm saying? So, there was some academics that were put in there. Is he a professional? Like he has done this before? I don't believe so. I think this was something that he had planned out. So yes, there we go. Was this person working alone? Let's see. Ace of Wands. I don't think he told anybody about this. Queen of Wands. He did not tell anyone about this. This was under wraps. 7 of Pentacles. Very, very quiet. We're going to find out. You can do it right now. Prediction. Drop it. I think we're going to find a manifesto or a reason for why he did this. There's going to be some kind of written material about why he did this. And I think it's going to be an interesting look when we get to the trial. So I think we are going to see that. So then we have maybe a woman really close to him. Tammy, I hope you're having a great day, boo-boo. Who was the woman? Who was the woman? Oh, hi, wifey. I didn't see you jump in. Hi, wifey. Hi, Drusilla. Who was the woman? Queen of Wands. Let's bring that over there. All 40 of you. Hey, 40 people. Hey, 40 people. Queen of Wands, Eight of Cups, Queen of Wands. It's someone he did not want to go away. The Tower. I am getting the Devil, leaving the Devil behind, the King of Pentacles. I think that there was some treatment that was requested. Tammy, I'm just going to pull your comment down real quick. I think there was a treatment that was declined. I think there was a certain treatment that they wanted her to get, and I think it was declined, and that's where it is. Queen of Wands is the woman in control. It's somebody very close to him. It's a mother, it's a sister, it's a wife, it's a girlfriend. It's somebody that's very close to him. I'm leaning toward mom, even though I'm not seeing the Empress show up or that Queen of Cups show up. I think it's mom, but I think this person is either failing very much so right now or has already failed. I think that may have been the thing that pushed him over the edge. Certainly, if the person is still alive, this female is still alive, it is crucial and critical right now. Really critical. So I'm gonna pull that down. Samantha, are you too old to have an anchor baby? No, you just got to find that King of Swords. You got to get him in there. So Laura, this is a good question because not a lot of people are asking about him as far as I know. Yes, Lisa, it's definitely someone that he loves very dearly. Yes, wifey, I did see that Daniel Penny also had a thing. We're going to talk about him in just a minute. So Brian Thompson, was he a corrupt man? Was this a sloppy shuffle? That was a big old sloppy shuffle, guys. Big old sloppy shuffle. Oh, hang on, because I'm thinking about Daniel Penny. Hang on. Brian Thompson. He's from Minnesota, I believe. Minnesota. 10 of Swords. That, unfortunately, is giving us his current position. Another 10 of Wands. Huh. So I am going to say this. Going out on a limb on this, guys. And Laura, I'm going to take your comment down. We're not going to put that up there. Hi, Phyllis. Good to see you here. So this is what I think. When we get these 10s, the 10 is completion. 9 is kiss the bride. 10 is we get in the honeymoon vehicle and go away. Everybody throws rice at us. This is he was done with something. Now, I think he was just promoted to that position within the last 5 years. He's a fairly young guy. I think he's 50. He was 51. I believe that there were some changes that he was fighting. So I don't know if he was fighting. Tammy, I see your comment there. Yeah, the insurance companies are not in the business of paying claims. Insurance companies, and I say this as an insurance person, insurance companies are in the business of collecting premium. That is what they do. So he was in disagreement with someone on the inside of the company. So now I'm starting to wonder if that woman who is the catalyst of this is potentially someone attached to Brian Thompson, and this guy was sent in to kind of take care of the situation. We're going to take a look at that in just a second, because sometimes we can cross the streams. So what makes me think that is this Hanged Man is thinking about the way that you are affecting others and course correcting for the way that you have treated others. This star card tells me, not only is this a destined exit from the planet, unfortunately, but it is that he was a fairly good man. I'm going to say that he is a good man. So Laura, I see your comment here. We're just going to pop it up for a second. Was there a relationship with this man? I'll be honest. I'm not getting that at all. I'm not getting that there was anything sketch there, that this was like a relationship, a secret relationship. But this is like we're partying too much. We're having too much of a good time and then going our separate ways. So, and I can't find my pendulum since I did that gig the other night. I cannot find my pendulum. So let's see if it's in my bag. Chat amongst yourselves while I open up my super fun traveling bag. Hey, it's a traveling bag. I don't think so. No. I unfortunately think I may have left it at the house that I was at. I did have it in, maybe it's in here. Nope. I did have it in one of my tarot bags. So if I got to get a new one, I got to get a new one. I have another one someplace. So, I just am not getting the vibe that this was, a sketchy situation, that it was a lover's spat, if you will. I'm not getting that at all. So let's see. No, I do think, I hate to say, I think this was a destined end. I think we were expecting this end. This was one of the exit strategies that he had planned with his spiritual HR directors. He was thinking of new things, fighting with others, trying to do something a little bit differently. So I don't know if he was trying to put something in play. Very, very, very interesting. And had ruffled some feathers at the company. As CEO, you basically can say, we're going to do things this way. So any more questions about that? And everybody give wifey a little bit of love. Her grumpy Marine is just under the weather a little bit, so I'm going to throw some hearts up. If you could throw some hearts up for her. Hi, M. Yes, absolutely. Tell him he's not invincible. Sometimes you have to rest. I am coming up on empty at this point. I am running on empty. So everybody throw some hearts up for Grumpy Marine Mike. Ooh. Laura with the crazy questions. Laura, bring those questions in all caps. I won't think that you're yelling at me. Don't you worry. I love seeing all those hearts. Wifey, show Grumpy Marine all those hearts and his will grow 3 times, just like the Grinch. You're a mean one, Mr. Grinch. Oh, that is gorgeous. All those hearts. So is the CEO part of a white hat agenda? Is he part of that? No. I think we're going to find out something really interesting about this dude. I think we are going to find out that Brian Thompson was not as much part of the machine as everyone's assuming. Right now everyone's got him pegged as like, this fat and happy CEO. He's making billions of dollars, if you're good at your job, you're making millions of dollars. Like, that's just the way it is. I actually had a guy I was dating tell me that my father made his money off the backs of the American worker. And it was all I could do to not, choke on that. My father made people millionaires. And Brian Thompson was also making people millionaires and creating wealth for some of the people that worked for him. Now, healthcare is an issue in the United States. I'm not giving him a totally blank check. Lord knows the insurance companies don't write blank checks. But I think what we see is what we get. I don't think that there's any deep mystery behind this guy. I think if he was in a meeting and he said, hey, we've got to do things a little bit differently, if he had a little bit of a revolutionary kind of thinking, even though it was revolutionary, he presented it in a very nice way. I don't think that this guy was a jerk at all. I think he was pretty nice. We get to this exit and then exaltation. So, I do think that we're going to find out that there were some issues within the organization as well, that there was some bucking of tradition and the way that they did things. Hilarious. Hello, my darling. I think this guy was trying to do things a little bit differently. We'll keep checking in on this. I have not read on it because I did not want to. I wanted to give the family some grace. It was my understanding that Saturday Night Live had done a video over the weekend that was pretty off color. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but it's too soon. It's too soon. They haven't even had his funeral. So I just didn't want to dive into it. If they did get the right guy, which I have a feeling they did, out in Altoona, Pennsylvania, again, they picked up a person of interest in a McDonald's in Altoona, Pennsylvania, who had a thing that matched the thing that was in the video. And there was also a suppressor there and a fake ID. And I think we're going to find out more about this, but they're going to be very slow to give us information. So everybody be really patient with this, a little bit slow on the information. The police are being very, very careful about the information that they put out and the information that they are sharing with everyone. So, Renee, yeah, let's see that, Renee. So Renee said he might have been preparing to whistleblow himself. Let's see what that's all about. Was he getting ready to make a move like that to take himself from point A to Point Utopia? Thinking about it, not ready to do that, though. Not ready to do that. Not ready to do that at all. Does not want to leave that legacy in his wake. I think he has things that he wants to say to the world. I definitely think that he has something that he wants to say. Yvette, this deck, if this is the one you're asking about, this one is available on Etsy, and it's like the antiqued tarot. I don't know if it's in the description of the video. I'll see if I can locate it. Let me see. I like to give you guys the links. I know you really like them. What is going on? How come I can't see items that I bought? Purchases. There we go. Hang on one second. Sue Potter. So Sue, we had a party at my friend's house last night. Yesterday, it was like an all-day event, and we kept hearing the Harry Potter theme. And it turned out it was somebody's phone. But we were like, what's wrong with us? We're hearing the Harry Potter theme. It was a very zany day. So sit tight, guys. I'm finding the deck. Here we go. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, here it is. It's actually on sale right now for $24. It's 70% off right now. Copy. Go on over there. Go buy it. Go tell them I sent you. The sale ends in 2 hours and 26 minutes. So get in there and go get that. I love this deck. This is one of my favorite decks. So, yes, 10 of Wands makes me think he was burdened too. So let's get off this and we'll talk about real quick. We're going to talk about Daniel Penny. So, those of you who don't know, Daniel Penny was taken into custody. There was an individual on a New York subway who was acting erratic and dangerous. He actually said that someone is going to today, and that was when Daniel Penny, former Marine, stepped in and tried to detain this individual. The individual did leave the Earth plane after the event, and there were some substances that were found in his system. I cannot remember what the substances were, but he did have some substances in his system. The individual who left the Earth plane. Let's see what we can expect from New York. Are we going to have some unrest in the streets right now? There's some people outside of the courthouse that are giving a hard time, making a lot of noise. I'm going to call one of my best friends who works up in the city. I want to make sure that she is not going home on the subway today, just in case there is some action going on or people that are very unhappy. So let's see. Are we going to see some unrest in New York? Notable unrest. The Emperor in reverse. The Page of Swords. If we do see some unrest, they are going to address it as quickly as possible. This, allowing the crowd to kind of make a decision is what's going on here. And then it is met with force to shut it down. So that's good. There will be a collective on that people will be very happy to deal with it, have that dealt with. They don't want to see a ruckus. It's going to be very, very small amount of people that are going to create a ruckus. Do we see the deep state sending in any professional protesters? Do we see the deep state sending in any professional protesters? I will tell you that HRC is coming right into my mind right now. Professional protesters, 2 of Swords, they're asking for it. They're trying to send them in there. They're trying to get them in. They're not going to be able to get in. They're going to be spotted at the doorway. Unsuccessful mission, and they all get to go home. Tra la 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 la. It's poor judgment. Putting the band back together for a BLM part 2 or part 3 or whatever it is. Oh, Hutch, go get your meeting. Go. Good luck. Huge podcast guest. Who is it? Is it like a giant, like Andre the Giant? But get out of here, Hutch. Get out of here. Thanks for stopping in, dude. Always great to see you here. Always great to see you and Mel. You guys are great. We got to do Mario Kart Day. Debbie Schoen's got Mario Kart too, so we got to get her in on it. So I do think, I didn't realize that I had Sue Potter's comment up there. So I do think that we're going to see some unrest, but it'll be dealt with very, very quickly. Deep State is trying to send some professionals in there to cause a ruckus, but it's not going to be successful. They're not going to be able to get people there. The security is going to be in place on this one. We're not going to have, they're not going to allow chaos to happen. So whether that is the mayor of New York or the police force, they're gonna keep a clamp on it. So we're looking good here. We're looking good here, kids. So let's go. How is Daniel Penny going to? Hi, Penny D. How is Daniel Penny going to come out of this situation? Those of you that are of an age, back in the day in the 80s, we had Bernie Getz. Bernie Getz was the subway vigilante as well. So Bernie Goetz was infamous forever for somebody on the subway as well. Subways in New York City have in various times been notoriously dangerous. So what is Daniel Penny going to be in the future? How is this going to affect his life moving forward, and what can he do to make sure that he maximizes everything? So let's see, we've got one here. A lot of people are going to want to talk to him. There's going to be a lot of people that are going to interview him. A lot of people. He is relieved. There's that 9 of Swords in reverse behind him. This says a lot here. The 6 of Swords in reverse. This is rescue, recovery, salvation. Salvation. So the Cranberries. Every time I say the word salvation, I hear that song. So this is salvation. And I do think in his military career, there were opportunities where salvation was very difficult to get himself to. I think there were things that he had to do professionally in the service that just don't sit great with him. So I'm not saying that he did anything bad, but I think that, when in times of war, in times of trouble, sometimes we have to do things that don't sit well with us. And I think that there's something that is not sitting well with him. Thank you, Jody, for asking everybody to hit that like button. I appreciate it. We're getting some traction again on the channel, and your likes and your comments are definitely helpful. So up top, the Knight of Pentacles, he does not know where he is going to go. This was an opportunity for a reignition, for a new life. He has been given a new lease on life. He was not shackled and bound as could have happened if he was convicted of this. So he is looking at it that way. I think that there's going to be a lot of people that want to talk to him, a lot of people that want to interview him. I don't know if The View is going to want him on there, but I think they're already trying. I think they're trying to get him, which is very, very strange to have The View interviewing him, because I don't think that they're going to be very kind to him. I think they're going to have a lot of questions, and they're going to ask him if he could have resolved the situation in a different way. That's a hard question for any first responder, anyone who's had to make a significant move like this. No one goes out with the intention of taking someone like that on a regular day. No one is really going to do that. Your first responders, your police, your soldiers, they don't want to go out and have to do something like this. It's something that sticks with them. The presumption that people are gung-ho for that kind of an experience when they choose a given profession is roundly wrong. It is not the Sue, we're talking about him right now. So this wasn't someone who was looking to flex his physical power or his military technical know-how. This wasn't someone who was doing that. So how does he see himself? He sees himself as very unguarded. That the 9 of Pentacles in reverse sees that he is very exposed, and that we're going to get some clarifying cards. He is not in charge of his destiny any longer, and everything about him is going to be put out there. 3 of Cups, his goal is that he is going to put forth the positive aspect of what he did and why he acted that way. I do think that this means he is banding together with some of the people that were on that subway. Now, that's one of the things that everyone that was on the subway has said. Yes, we were afraid. Yes, we were concerned. Yes, he did the right thing and we're grateful that he was there. I shouldn't say every person, most of the people. How do others see him? Others see him as that Queen of Swords. That is sometimes a executioner. Sometimes that is. Other people see him as that. But the Queen of Swords is very judicious. She is very forthright. She is very honest. So the hope is that this turns into something better, or not, that life gets better, not that it turns into something better, that he utilizes it for fame or anything. But then again, we get that Three of Pentacles. We are going to have the people, I mean, mark my words, guys, we're going to finish up on this. The people that were on that subway are going to continue to offer support and defense to him. We're going to see that. We are going to see that. Oh, I got it. I got a couple more questions here. Laura, I'll come back to your question. So sit tight. Don't go anywhere just yet. So those people that are on the train, that were on the train, those people that felt that their life was in danger, they are going to come to the fore for him. They are going to be interviewed, possibly alongside of him. Now that the case is done, everybody can kind of speak more freely about it. So let's see. We're going to do this last question. Last question. I'm going to switch back to the other deck. Hope everybody's having a great Monday. Hi, Vixie Blaze. Great name. Oh, my phone just started talking. Sorry, guys. My phone's getting involved. My phone is getting involved. Thank you. I like that. Thank you. So how is United Healthcare going to do? Hey, Zephyr. How you doing out there? How are things shaking around? Are you getting shaken around out there still? All right. So how is Brian Thompson's absence going to affect United Healthcare? Ooh, that's interesting. That is interesting. Oh, everyone. Ooh. Onomatopoeia. So some things are going to come to the surface. We are going to see some secrets. I'm going to pull this comment down just so you can see all the cards. The sun is about bringing things. It's all good things. But in this case, it is bringing things to the surface. It's shining a light on them. What is it shining a light on? The things that have been kept in the dark by this high priestess. So the high priestess, this is a fun card. We'll do like a little tarot lesson here, kids. So if you look at the high priestess, what's behind her? There's a curtain with some pomegranates on it. And if you look between the black column and the white column, you can see there's some blue behind her. That's water. And so what the water is, that's the water of intuition, of knowing. That is the sea of information that's on the other side of the high priestess. She holds the Torah in her hand, and she can very gently move that curtain so that we can get a clear look. This is such a great card when we're talking about intuition and psychic ability, because this is really what we get sometimes. You know, it's Lori Williams from Intuitive Specialist describes it as like a camera aperture opening and closing. It's you get little visions. Sometimes your vision is a little squinty like that. You have to go between the black column and the curtain in order to peek through. She'll let us see a little bit without asking, but we really have to ask the right questions to be able to see everything. So I think that there's been some hidden business that's going on over there. I think we're going to see some more of it. And I think this was discussions that were in boardrooms. The people that it's going to come out for are everyday people like you and me who aren't a part of United Healthcare, that aren't living in a boardroom with them. So I do think we're going to get some information coming out, and it is about this negative wheel of fortune, things going in a poor direction, taking charge and doing things a little bit differently. Under here, we didn't have everybody on board, and we had we'll have some people in the future that are going to go the way of the dodo or go the way of another way of thinking. I do think they wind up implementing some of the strategies and thinking that Brian Thompson was coming up with. So I think that's going to be very interesting. Ultimately, how do they see themselves? They see themselves as having to go into action. That's PR, those kinds of things. I will tell you that most CEOs and companies like this, they have like key man policies on them. So they'll be able to, implement PR strategies. They have insurance policies for this. They'll be able to implement PR strategies to kind of smooth the gaps between what's going on. How do others see them? Others are going to see United Healthcare as not remorseful and not honoring Brian Thompson quite as much as they should. I think we need to give them a little bit of grace because they're all in mourning. I think he was a fairly likable guy and a fairly irreplaceable guy. Sometimes you have a really great boss who's smart and thinking outside of the box and trying to do some interesting things. And I think this was somebody who was doing something like that. I think he was trying to make some changes for the benefit of others. So we do have that. Then we have hopes and fears, is that we uncover the devil at the middle of all this and we get back to work as usual. So, that's one of the things, those of you that have never worked in corporate, is when change happens, they want to get back to business as usual as quickly as possible. So, I know when I left my former job, it was, I stayed a little bit longer to train my replacement, and they didn't get my specific replacement until after I left. So I had created all kinds of workflows and PowerPoints and hot sheets and all kinds of stuff so that the persons who took over my job would be able to benefit from the information that I left behind. And they have, all three of them. So I think this was somebody who was doing something interesting on the other side. So hi, Foxy. I see you in the chat too. I was on a tear, my dear. Oh, Foxy, like I said, the reason I made Foxy a moderator was because he had actually gotten blocked from my channel somehow. I don't know. He wasn't formally blocked. He wasn't in there. He just couldn't comment in a couple of my streams. And that was very upsetting to me because Foxy is super dear to me. And I want to make sure that he shows up in the chat because everyone does love when he's here. So listen, guys, that was just a quick live. I've got to get back to some production. I've got some client appointments today. So thanks so much for being here again. I still have my Cyber Monday sale going on. That's going on through the 16th. I've seen a lot of you. Thank you so much for coming in. Consider becoming a member of this channel. You can get an opportunity to get a free reading. I give away 1 hour to my tarot masters. I give a half hour away every month to my tarot enthusiasts. But as we're coming up on the holiday, I'm going to try and do some fun stuff. We're going to work on Tipsy Tarot. So I promised you guys I would do a really fun Tipsy Tarot where I take a drink and we start doing some Tipsy Tarot. Before I pop off Zephyr, Everyone in New Jersey, except for me, has seen a drone, including our friend who lives right across the way. It is so annoying that I haven't seen one yet. I really do want to see one. They are getting more and more frequent, and allegedly we did get one that was downed in Ocean County, which is like 3 counties away from me. I want to point out my earrings too. Look, they're little snakes, guys. Yay. Little snakes. I never wear these. So there we go. Tipsy Tarot is going to be fun. That was actually Gregopedia's idea. So I'm thinking maybe we'll make like a big batch of eggnog and it'll be really fun. Laura, the drone that they got and is down on the ground is like a hobbyist drone. It's not that big, but the ones that our friend Mike saw about 5 minutes away from our house, and he got 20 minutes of footage. They're about the size of a minivan. Like, they're really big. They're up in the air. He is a person who is in the know. He understands equipment like that. And he said, yeah, they were really big and they were noisy. One of them sounded a little bit like a helicopter, but they think there might have been a helicopter. Now, I do want to say something happened. It was very unusual here on Saturday. Saturday, we had 5 separate sets of Black Hawk helicopters go over, and the sets were between 3 and 5 helicopters. I actually think one had 6 helicopters in it, but they went over our property from 6 a.m. until I guess it was about noon. But Greg woke me up and he goes, the Blackhawks are going. And he could hear the baffles. The baffles were baffling. So we did have 6 sets. I let Grumpy know. I was like, we got helicopters, man. Everybody's doing the meme from Goodfellas, like driving the car, looking for helicopters. And I'll be honest, I was coming back from Staten Island on Saturday night and I was doing it. I was looking around. I have a sky roof, so I was looking up through that. Did not see a thing. I am so annoyed. I have a telescope that is at the ready. So when they want to show up, I have to have Greg dig out some binoculars for us because I want to see what these things look like. I want to see one. 10 o'clock is go time for them. So they all pop out. But I'm going to get off this live. I'm going to go do some more work for the rest of the day. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. I will see you
in the future.
In the future. Thanks, Greg. Say hi to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
And say bye.
Bye.
Say goodnight, Gracie.
Good night, Gracie.